In this video, we will be tasting and talking about the earliest spring harvest of Luo Chun Green Tea 2021. So in the second half of February, we were in touch with our source of Luo Chun Green Tea in Sanxia, Taipei area, to see when we should come up to get some of the earliest spring harvest. And they started harvesting about the 20th of February, and it was really a get in line sort of day-to-day process. You needed to get there to get the previous day's harvest that was freshly finished being processed on the following morning. So we ended up going up on February 27th and got the harvest that was picked on February 26th, which was just in time because as we came home on Saturday, February 27, it did start to rain. The weather had changed from the day before when it was still clear days and cool nights, which is perfect for this early spring character of tea. Basically, you want to get this tea, batches of this tea before the weather gets too hot, before the leaves start growing too quickly and get bigger. So the smaller the leaf, the slower the growth, the more substance it has, and it has this particular freshness to it. I'm going to have a sip after saying that. It's really full, it's balanced. There's almost something spearmint in there, but it's not really minty. It just has this slight savoriness to a very fresh green character. It's super satisfying. This source of tea is converting me personally, mostly an oolong tea lover among all of the teas that I can appreciate. It wasn't until I started drinking this source of Luo Chun that I enjoy it every single time, and that's very satisfying and somewhat still, even though it's been a few years of sourcing consistently from this factory, it continues to surprise me. The way I brewed it was a 1:20 ratio. I put 10 grams of tea leaves in this 200 milliliter teapot. And I used boiling water, but I poured the boiling water into this pitcher first before dispensing it into the teapot. Just a simple way to reduce the temperature a bit, roughly to about 85 degrees. But we're not too fussed about it. We find that this tea can handle it. Our source recommends 70 degrees and something like a 1:40 ratio. So that's just a reference. You can try it like that. It does bring out the more subtle qualities. It gives you more of the aromatic profile. So Luo Chun is made from the Qingxin Ganzai cultivar, which is a historical cultivar that came from mainland China well over 100 years ago, has been preserved particularly in this small district outside of Taipei for generations now. And they continue to produce Luo Chun, which is originally from mainland China. The interesting thing about Sanxia area and the production of Luo Chun is that it replicates what was many decades ago and generations ago in terms of the tea industry. Farmers rarely process their own produce. Most of the farmers just pick their produce and make sure it's dry before bringing it to the factory. And then there's just a few factories in that area that process most of the raw produce that is grown in the Sanxia area. There are a few independent growers that do their own thing, but we actually see this as a form of sustainable practice in the tea industry. Why build a lot of factories? That's a lot of cost. It has impact. If one factory can make everybody's tea and the farmers have an easier time of it, even though they're making less profit, it's a reliable income and they're not stressed out at all. They just have to pick the leaves and sell them raw to the factory. They don't have to worry about the final product and how to liquidate the final product. So it is an old school but sustainable industry setup in its own right. I'm going to taste brew 1 through 3 in this cup, the leftovers. I really appreciate letting the tea cool down, getting at least a few brews mixed together. It gives you a composite, literally, of what the brew has to offer. Very thick, smooth mouthfeel. Definitely the Liu Dou, or green mung bean, it literally translates as mung bean fragrance through the nose. And then just a clean, refreshing, mildly dry finish. But it's a very lingering aromatic profile. I'm still getting Liu Dou and some herbal character in there as well. So there we have it. Earliest spring harvest of Luo Chun from Sanxia, Taipei. Check it out. You can go to our website, ecochateas.com, click on the green tea menu, and you'll find Luo Chun there right at the top. Thanks for being with us.